Look at her. Look at her mama, man. Look at her. And I'm catching feelings, baby.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl JAIDA CHADAE here, and today we are back with another YouTube video. And as you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be doing a wig install. And I know I did a reinstall video, but I wanted to do an install with like the whole entire lace to give you guys a more descriptive type of video. And this is the outcome, and I added these pink highlights, and I'm gonna make sure I link them, everything in the description down below. And yeah, if you guys want to accomplish this look, make sure you guys keep on watching, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So right here, I'm just starting off with showing you guys some of the materials that I used. Right here we got our boho or whatever lace glue you prefer, a lace band, a paddle brush, some makeup, a blow dryer. Next we have a razor, and then some shears or some scissors, but I prefer shears. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first of y'all, please excuse how I sound, y'all. I have a cold right now, so if y'all can hear me being stuffed up, please excuse that. I had already sprayed my wig cap with glue, with Gotta Be Spray. You just spray that with 2 layers and you let it dry. And now I'm going to be cutting the lace, and as you guys can see, first I poke a hole through the lace with scissors or with my shears, and then I start using my razor, using the zigzag method, which is kind of just alternating going up and down with the razor to give it a more natural cut. And yeah, I prefer to have some sharp razors. Mine are very dull, so like as y'all can see, I'm not being really careful here, but if you do have some sharp ones, be very careful because you can cut yourself. And then here on the sides, I'm just gonna cut it, as you guys can see. Now, as y'all can see, I'm going back in with my Gotta Be Spray, and I'm just going to use my finger and to just spread it and lay it down these like flyaways that I can't really cut. And it just makes the bald cap look, I don't know, give more of a bald illusion. That's really what we're aiming for here. So yeah, I'm just spraying some more Gotta Be Spray. Now we are going to repeat the same steps on the other side. And as you guys can see, again, I'm going in with my razor doing the zigzag method. And yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did, but baby, I'm grown. And my love is patient and kind of shit. This is where we could build, do different types of shit.
So like I mentioned earlier about flyaways, I'm just going back in with my shears now, and I'm just going to cut away the flyaway parts that are like too big. And again, going back in with my Gotta Be Sprayed to lay it down so it can just really give bald. Like that's really what we're aiming for right here. And people always wonder what you do with the back. I personally just tie like a shoelace. And now I'm putting on my elastic bands, and I'm just going to let that sit for a little while. Alright, so after taking off your elastic band, you're going to take your powder, your makeup, or whatever that matches your skin best, because that's what really makes it look melted and gives that type of illusion. Me personally, I use a powder because it just works better. I really don't like the liquid, like it slips and glides. It gets all sweaty and messy when it gets hot, so I just use a powder. And then after that, I go in with alcohol. You can use water as well, but I prefer alcohol, and it just takes off all the foundation or powder off of your face because you don't want that to just sit there. Alright, so next you're going to take your wig, and you're going to take the lace on the wig, and you're going to go ahead and add powder to that as well. Again, this just helps with the more like melted effects. And yeah. Alright y'all, so now for my least favorite part, which is putting on and adjusting the wig. So right now I'm just adjusting the wig and seeing where I want to place it, how it's going to look, that sort of nature. And this is basically the difference between my last wig install video. The last wig install, there was no lace at the beginning. As you guys can see, there's like a whole lace. In my last video, there was none. That's because that was a reinstall and it was already cut off. So that was the difference, in case you guys were wondering. So yeah, yo, this whole part is literally me just adjusting and seeing where I want my wig to be placed before I actually glue it down. Because baby, once you glue it down, that's it. And then this happened, y'all. Like, y'all, it was a lot. It was a lot. So first off, y'all, let me apologize for this terrible angle. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, I did not mean to do that. But right here, I'm just cutting the lace into 4 different parts because I don't like gluing the lace down all at once. Like, that just be too much for me. So I just put it down and glue it down in sections, basically. So I'm gonna take my bald haul again. Y'all already know how I feel about bald haul. I love bald haul. So I put it in that one section, and again, y'all can't really see right here. I'm so sorry, y'all. And I'm just gonna take the back of my razor, and basically I'm just spreading it out. Y'all seen it in the last video. In my reinstall, I have a better angle there. I'm literally just spreading it out, making sure that I'm not putting too much glue, because then it's gonna take forever to dry, y'all. Make sure when you're putting your glue, you let it dry completely till it's clear. That is a major factor. If not, when you put your lace down, it's gonna be white and ugly, and it's not gonna melt or look right. So now I got my handy dandy blow dryer out, and then, like I said, just gonna let all the glue dry, and yeah. So now we're about to go in with our second layer of ball hold. So after the second layer, you're just gonna let the glue dry. The glue is dry. It should look like this right here. It looks very clear, and when you touch it, it should be a little tacky. If there's any white left over, you should continue to let it dry. If not, it will not look right, like I said earlier, whenever you lay the lace. Just be patient, y'all. I promise it's gonna be worth it. Again, y'all, please excuse the angle, but basically you guys will see me just pulling the lace over the wig cap, basically where the hairline starts. So you really want to put the hairline like right over where the wig cap ends. And then right here, y'all are going to see me going with my finger and press the lace down just to help it stay intact. Now I'm going to go in with my rat tail comb and use the combing method, and then just push back the hairline. And I'm also going to go in with my blow dryer, which also helps with making the lace look more melted. And yeah, I'm just gonna do this for a couple of minutes till I notice that I see a difference. And yeah, so with the combing technique, what you're doing is just going back over the hairline and continuously combing it while having the blow dryer on the hot level. And like I said earlier, this is just helping with melting the lace. A lot of people use this, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, use it every time. It always works for me, so I definitely recommend doing this for your very first install. Now I'm just going back in with some Gotta Be spray. Again, this is just for extra hold, extra security. And then after this, I'm just going to go ahead and put my elastic band back on and let it sit for about 20 minutes. Now I'm going back in with some more makeup, and again, I am just going to put this on the hairline. This gives more of the melted illusion where you can't really see the lace, because you don't want your lace to be super light and not match your skin color. It's not going to look right. So yeah, I'm just going to put this on, and then right here I'm about to go in with my scissor and my razors. And y'all are going to see I'm going to go in this zigzag type of motion, which is just alternating going up and down with the razor. And what this is going to do is just give the hairline a more natural look. Now for the sides where there's extra lace, you're just going to go ahead and cut all that off. You don't really need it at all. Just leave just enough to cover your sideburns. And then just go back in with makeup on places that are needed. And yeah. And then I'm just going to repeat the same exact steps on the other side. So next we're finna get into styling the hair and doing edges. So right here, as you guys can see, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a middle part so I can pull out my edges. And y'all are about to see when pulling my edges, I kind of go in like a circular motion, as you guys can see what I'm doing right here. And I'm just going to do that for both sides. And as you guys can see at like the bottom of the wig, like where the sideburns are, that part isn't exactly melted yet. Now this is where the Gotta Be spray comes in and the whole blow dryer process, because at the end you guys are going to see that it actually ends up laying down. But right here I'm just going to go back in with my Gotta Be spray, and I'm going to do this on both sides and put on my elastic band. I swear y'all, Gotta Be spray is going to be holy grail when installing wigs. Now right here, I'm gonna start just plucking the part. If you guys want a video on plucking or any other detailed part of this video, just let me know. I'm gonna make a separate video on it. Alright, so the last part that I just did, which is blow drying the hair, is optional, but I just prefer to do it because it makes the hair look better after you flat iron it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off my elastic band and cut my edges, and I use the shears, and you can also use the razors for this, and make sure you are cutting at a diagonal angle. And for the edges, some people use mousse, but mousse doesn't really hold for me, so I use my touchdown gel and Gorilla Snot. But you don't want to use too much or a gel that's too heavy because it's going to make the edges all crunchy. And then here, just going in with some concealer on my part to make it look more clean. Next, you guys are just going to see me go on parts to flat iron my hair. And as you guys are going to see later, I also use a curling iron to go in sections and to get the hair as flat as possible. But if you guys own a hot comb, I suggest using a hot comb, but I don't have one. So for alternative, you guys can use a flat iron or a curling iron. And also, a lot of people have been asking, where did I get this hair from? Surprisingly, this is a synthetic blend. This is from the brand Sensational, and the name of the wig is Janelle, and I got it in the color Flamboyage Chocolate. And I'm also going to make sure I link it in the description down below. Y'all honestly love this hair. Like, just look how nice it looks. And it's also super easy to work with. I also love the lace. Even though it's a Swiss lace, it's not too thick, which is what you don't want when going with the lace. You want something that's more thinner and easier to work with. And if you're a beginner just wanting to dabble in wigs just to see, you know, get a hang of things, I definitely suggest the brand Sensational and this wig in general. I also love the color, like, it's so pretty. And yeah, you guys are also going to see me going with this stick a couple of times, and it's just a wax stick. I only use a little. When using wigs, some people, they use a lot of products on the wigs. I don't like putting almost any, so you're only going to see me really use that wax stick on the actual hair just to make the wig look more flattered.
I know I've been away, just trying to get my mind straight. Don't give my shit away, just trying to get my mind straight. I know I've been away, just trying to get my mind straight. Don't give my shit away, just trying to get my mind straight.
Alright, so y'all, this is the final look before I put in the pink highlights. And y'all, I look good, the lace looks good, the hair looks good. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but as soon as I get my hair done, my skin is instantly clear. Like, it just gives every time. And then here's me when I put in the pink highlights again, y'all. These are from Shein. Even I was surprised by them. They look really good. And these are just some pictures and some videos I took afterwards, y'all. I was feeling myself, of course. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
And I'm catching feelings, baby.